George, through the offseason, we heard from the head coach and the general manager about, making sure that you were on the field. How much of an emphasis was that for you from the end of last season, and how do you feel through 9 days of training camp practices?
Speaking healthy-wise?
Healthy-wise, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge thing for me this whole offseason. Basically, my training was just trying to prep my body to take hits, just running a lot, get the joints, just ready to impact, stuff like that. That was a big focus point of mine. 9 days into camp, I feel great. That's a big shout out to our training staff, and we bring in body maintenance specialists, stuff like that I've been able to utilize. But I mean, it's just a mindset. Camp's a grind, mentally and physically, and you just gotta try to get better every day. And guys, tweak something here. It's unfortunate, but you just gotta keep practicing like they're still out there.
What did you learn in year one that you can apply now? I mean, I'm sure that's going to be a long answer, but just kind of the overview of how to get prepared for a training camp.
Let's see. Big difference going into this year's camp that I don't know if I didn't do last year or if I didn't do enough of it was less strength training. I think in the month of July is something that I focus on, just more conditioning. Just keep your body ready for all the reps that you take, ready for 2-minute drives, stuff like that. To just you're not going to gain too much strength in the 40 days that you have off between OTAs and training camp. So I just tried to keep my body in the best shape possible so I wouldn't miss a step when I came back, and that was my biggest focus.
Can you speak to the effectiveness of the DBs that we've had pretty recently out there?
I think we have a great squad of DBs. They're balling right now. You got Uncle Sherman out there helping them, I'm just gonna say I think they take our plays most of the time. So, but they're doing a great job, and just shout out to the defense coordinator, defense coaches. They're just putting out plays for them. They're succeeding at them, taking advantage of the opportunities.
The wide receiver group's really gotten a lot better. How do you think that's going to help you this year?
I mean, that's going to help the whole team. The more guys in the field that can take advantage of opportunities, the better it is for the entire team. Whether that's you got Pierre, Marquise, Trent, Richie, Dante. You got a whole bunch of guys out there, Burbridge, that can all make plays. That can all do when you call their name, they can make the play, and that just takes pressure off the guy next to him, and it just makes it easier to play ball.
You can probably speak to this. But if you look at a guy like Dante, I feel like in OTAs it was harder to notice him. Now all of a sudden he's out there. He's one of the big performers. You probably went through a similar kind of progression as you got comfortable last year. What is the key toward developing that presence as a rookie?
I mean, once OTAs as a rookie is pretty hard because the playbook's just kind of thrown at you. So it's just kind of hitting the head. But I mean, he got all OTAs. You get the whole summer, and then you get in the preseason where you just go over day one install again like you did in OTAs. So you just get to hear it, see it again, and then it's a comfort thing. He gets to know all the guys. He gets to know Jimmy. He gets to catch the passes from Jimmy, CJ, and Nick Mullins. He's just getting used to it. I mean, that's all the rookies are. I think every rookie's taking huge steps forward. I mean, our rookie tight end is 100% better than it was when we got here day one. It's just, it's a testament to our coaches and, just these guys, they're studying and they're trying their hardest. Dante's made some great strides and he's making plays and, we drafted him to make plays. It's just nice to see they can do it.
How many different positions do you know? Like, do you have to be responsible for that you could line up somewhere?
Obviously Y, I got most of F and occasionally Z, which is pretty fun. I got a Z Ghost, which is like a fake around.
Okay.
We haven't ran it yet, but I really want to.
So, how much more comfortable are you, just from that standpoint of knowing all those responsibilities now compared to when you first got here?
My head doesn't feel like it's going to explode every single play. It's more of a reaction, not thinking, which in football is everything. If you have to think, you're already kind of losing. But once you already know, like you hear it, it clicks, then it's just reacting to everything. It's now you can read the defense. Now you can say, hey, I can release like this instead of like this to help my guy get open. It's not, okay, what do I have on this play? Okay, it's a corner. It's not that. It's just this, and now you're out. It's a lot easier.
Do you think other guys on the offense are at a similar point because they've had a full offseason, a second full offseason now, and things just sort of are more cohesive overall?
Yeah, I feel like our whole offense has taken such big strides since last year OTAs, even OTAs this year. just, you get familiar with the playbook, the coaches, their installing, maybe the install's a little bit different, their coaching just a little bit different, but just being able to hear it so many times. I think I've gone, this is my 4th install, so just the repetitiveness is good, so that just helps, me, and I think it helps with the entire offense. Hearing it these multiple times, just kind of like, okay, now I don't have to think about it, I can just go out and do it.
A lot of different offensive guys talk about watching Kyle break down film and how in-depth and detailed it is. Can you kind of take us into that? What is it like to watch Kyle Shanahan break down film?
It's special. We went over in OTAs. I think it's the best way for me to describe it. In OTAs, he took us in, the tight ends, met with the quarterbacks, and we went over one route that you can run. It's ran differently versus man versus cover 3 versus cover 4 versus 2-man, Tampa 2. And we probably watched one route be ran 100 different times for like 45 minutes. That's a lot of time on one play. And then you have the difference between, you have all those, and if you run it in a trip set versus a 2x2 set, it's completely different. And he broke it down in every single way, from your stance to the release to how to attack the guy if he's playing under you, over you, outside of you, in every single one of those scenarios. So man, quarters, Tampa 2, cover 3, how to attack the guy if he's flat-footed, how to attack him if he's open hips. Like I said, one route took 45 minutes, and that's how I watch this film.
Just for context of comparison, what would a normal play be like with a different coach? What's the longest a different coach?
Well, it depends on the play. So, you have obviously, if it's like a very basic concept like sticks and flats, you can just like, hey, you got this on this, and you go to the next play. That play specifically it's kind of a 3rd down play, so you can run it a whole bunch of different ways. But the majority of the time, if you're just installing a play, you can do it in like from 5 to 30 seconds. But then you get those routes that are just super specific to certain things. They can take a little bit longer.
So how overwhelming is it the first year as a rookie when he's doing stuff like that versus now for you?
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, just the extra time with the playbook and understanding it, 2 OTAs in a season, and now preseason, you get the hang of it, and you get his verbiage, the way he calls plays. You start to get used to it, and then you just don't think. And like I said, it's one of the most important things.
Two more guys.
When did you discuss that route? Was that?
That was an OTAs. Yeah.
He's a former wide receiver and wide receiver coach. Can you tell that route running is something that he's been thinking about a whole long time?
Yeah, we go over that sometimes at team meetings. He went over how to double up a guy, whether you're on offense or you're. He showed awesome examples of Buck doing double moves on our offensive line and just how he gets open. And he pulled clips of guys running double move routes, whether it's offense or defense, and that's a big focus point for him.
You and Trent Taylor both entered this team as rookies last season. How has that been being teammates with him, and how do you think he's been doing a transition into the second year?
It's awesome. We knew each other going into the pre-draft process, going into the combine. Just made things easier, especially when you get here. And I know CJ and I know Trent. Makes your whole transition in the NFL a lot easier when you know guys. I feel like. I feel like I'm ready for the second season. Trent's, he's healthy finally. He's just ready to go, and he's ready to make some plays.
Garrett's
Last one.
Garrett's a guy who's survived a lot of coaching staffs. I know this is only your second season, but what is it about him that you think has allowed him to have that sort of staying power?
Selleck's a guy, he'll tell you that he's been lucky, but obviously if you're at the same place for 7 years through different coaching staffs and different GMs, he's obviously doing something right. And whether that's he's a great teammate, he's a hard worker, he's a great friend. He's just a guy that's always in the right place at the right time. He knows what he's supposed to be doing, and he just takes advantage of every single opportunity. Especially last season, I got hurt, and he steps in and just makes a whole bunch of big plays. That's what you have to do in the NFL. And he's not a guy that just kind of falls into things. He works hard, and he gets those because he works well.
George, last one with Matt.
Yeah, CJ made a surprise appearance out there today. Were you surprised to see him during practice? And did you get a sense for just how important that was for him to be able to share that moment with his grandfather?
I think he texted me actually. He's like, yeah, my flight's at 3 a.m. Just West Coast time. I was like, oh, geez. Have fun with that, man. But, CJ, he's a guy that, family's everything to him. And it's awesome to be around a guy like that. All he ever wants to do is be around his whole family. So the fact that Coach Shanahan and Mr. Lynch gave him a chance, to go back and do that, I know it meant the world to him. I mean, he won't say it, anything about it, but he's the type of guy that family's over everything, so he really enjoyed it.
Is it also cool to just be part of a team where a coach will do that?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. I've heard horror stories about other things, but the way Coach Shanahan and Mr. Lynch conduct themselves is pretty awesome.
Thanks,
Thank
George.
you.
Thanks, George.
Yeah, thanks, guys.